Okay, so without wasting time, um, I'm going to take the yes. Admin, please could you put on the waiting the what do you call it? The there are people that needs to come in. Okay. Let me see. Okay, the waiting room is on. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to quickly go to the mission and the vision. I wanted to switch straight the to the national anthem, but then I think the person that was supposed to take it, network just threw him off, and it's crazy. Hello, Robin. I wonder if you're here. Okay. All right. So the mission and the vision of our great organization, the mission and the vision. This is what has held us together as a team, as a nation, as a continent with nations inside. What am I talking about? The vision and the mission. And some of us here, we've not really fully grasped the importance of the mission and the vision. And our mission has always been the same. The vision. Our vision is what it has always been, which is, sorry about that. Yes, the vision. Our vision is simple. I want us to repeat this ourselves because I know Ambassador will want us to do this. I know Ambassador wants us to do this. Let's do this out. Let's do this, everyone, wherever you are, to read it out yourself, to raise a financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people. All right. So that collectively we'll use our resources and affect the world positively. To raise a financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people who will collectively use their resources and affect the world positively. And how do we hope to do this? To raise 50,000 monthly millionaires in the connected economy and usher in the next generation of world changers. We are world changers. The YouTube link is out. Just give it a second. Give it a second because I know some people will not be able to come in so that we can have people move to the other side. Okay? Yes, just give it a second. Amazing. All right, so why are we doing this? Today is Nigeria's birthday, 64th year, and we know that somebody who is over 60 is no longer a baby. But you know, we're familiar with Prison Break. We've watched movies about prison breaks. We've seen it. We've seen how some people will stay in prison for the rest of their lives until something happens, until somebody rescues them. And this is what it has always been. And today is a day that we're going to learn the lessons. We're going to see, because sometimes when you don't understand something, Ambassador used to say something, says that for some people, what they receive is information. But that information is useless to them. That information will not profit them. What is going to profit them is when that information becomes knowledge. So someone can have information, yes, yeah, you can fly an aeroplane, yeah, people can become wealthy. Network marketing is good, can help someone change his life, but it's just information. The reason when you show people this business, some people don't do it, some people even mock you, some people laugh at you, some people just, they look at you and say, is that what you're doing now? After you finish your first degree, your master, so this is what you're doing now. It's because they don't have the knowledge. Today, we're going to get the knowledge. And I'm so excited. I'm super excited about this. Why? Because today we're going to get the knowledge. And that is exactly what we're doing. We're going to get the knowledge today. And the knowledge we're going to get, if you don't put it into practice, if you don't use it, if you don't add it, if it's not going to profit, it will profit you nothing. Do you understand? If you don't apply it, it's just going to be one of those things, head knowledge. I know that this can happen, but you will not see it. And it's also the reason why people can be in network marketing for 5 years, 6 years. And some people will not do network marketing because they will tell you, I know somebody, I know someone. This person has been doing this thing, this bring one, bring two, for like 5 years, and his life has not changed. In fact, I was one that gave him a lift the other day. And they are making a mockery of what we are doing. Why? Because it's just at that level of information, it's not knowledge. And today we're going to get something that is deeper. We're talking about breaking through, prison break. Do you know what it means? Breaking the shackles, the things that has held you, breaking it, like cutting it off so that you can be free. So you can be free, because freedom is important. And without being free, you cannot free another person. It is when you are free that you can free another person. So without wasting much time, and I'm so grateful to God that God has raised amongst us a man, a legend, a gentleman that allowed himself to be used of God. He went through mentorship himself. He allowed himself to go through, they say that what has gone through fire cannot melt under the sun. This guy has gone through fire. And he qualified to lead us to where he's been to, because he's been there. You can't lead people to where you yourself have not been to. And that is the challenge we have. Some of you that go to social media for everything, because social media has given everybody a front row seat. People will just come and then share nonsense, and people will take it. Why? Because they are very loud. But people can be loud and talking nonsense. But if you want to follow a man, ask, what are his precedents? What has he achieved? Has he been where he wants to take me to? Imagine joining a taxi driver to a place he has never been to, and there is no Google map. Have you ever experienced something like that before? We are privileged to have someone that's been there, done that, and he's taking us. He has agreed to take us. It's not all the time that we see someone. There's a difference between a coach and a mentor. Do you understand? There's a difference. There's a difference. I need you to understand that some people also embody coach and mentor. They have both. And so we're privileged to have our leader. And I'm going to be bringing him in a few seconds. I believe he's ready. He's already waiting in the wings. And without wasting much time, ladies and gentlemen, what we are doing here today, I cannot do justice to it. I don't even know it. I am only on assignment here. I'm just here to make sure you guys sit down, because me, I have my seat. If you are here and you don't have your writing material, or is your case, I have books. If you are here, you don't have your writing material. They say that poor people, they believe their heads. Yeah, I can remember it. I'm making a mental note. You don't know anything. Rich people, they always have pen and paper. Why? Because they believe that the ideas they are looking for will come. And when such ideas show up, they're not going to start asking for pen. Or they will say, let me just record it in my mind. Don't record anything. Get a pen and paper. Sit down. This is not the time to open Facebook. This is not the time for you to be junketing and gallivanting. Sit in a place. If you have children, find a way to distract them with something and stay in a place you'll not be distracted. This is a record time. The Nigeria as a nation is going through something we've never seen before. And I tell you, in this same country, people are grooving. It's not all the fishes it's not everything inside the ocean that is drowning. Some are having fun. Some are swimming. Some are enjoying themselves. Do you understand? So having said that, I believe my mentor is ready. Let's welcome him. And this is none other than a man who needs no introduction. He's been there for all of us. He's an enigma. He's someone we look up to. Let's welcome the man, the legend, none other than the entrepreneur mentor, Ambassador Dr. Michael Kanayo Okoli. Guys, let's put our hands together. If you need to stand, you stand. If you need to just drop the emojis as we welcome our leader as he takes his seat. And showers us with the blessings of the Independence Day. This is going to be my best Independence Day ever. This is going to be the best, sincerely, because I'm going to gain something I've never known before, something that's going to help me, so that before this time next year, a whole lot will be happening in my life. I can't wait. Ambassador, if you're ready, we're ready for you, sir. Guys, let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Ambassador is here already. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. I believe the YouTube is already out. So if anybody is not here or they get booted out, you can send to the appropriate WhatsApp groups so that they can join us live on YouTube. Okay? So they can join us live on YouTube. Very well.
Confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you, sir.
Confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you.
Confirm you can hear me. I'm live. Confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you, sir. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Confirm you can see me as well.
Not yet. Not yet. We can see you now, sir.
Okay, so it's my pleasure to welcome everybody to an amazing, awesome, happy independence. And today Nigeria is 64. And I want to say happy birthday to Nigeria at 64. And what it tells me is that Nigeria is 64 years old, right? But my mom is a Nigerian and she's above 64. So what does that tell me? Wait a minute. Nigeria is 64 years. That some of us here that are more than 64 years old and you're Nigerian. What does that tell you? It tells you until you're free, your life does not begin to count. Until Nigeria began to count, for your information, Nigeria was amalgamated. The word Nigeria came into being in the year 1914, when the Southern Protectorate and the Northern Protectorate was joined by one man called Sir Lord Lugard. That was when Nigeria came into being. But guess what? So if you look at it, Nigeria is supposed to be 100 years old. But Nigeria is only 64. The reason being that you begin to count when you're free. So today, as I'm flying the green, white, green, and my watch is also green, white, green, and everything around me is green, white, green, I want to say happy 64 years old to Nigeria. But at the same time, I want to ask us a very pertinent question. Before I continue, I want to recognize the presence of the GA leaders here, starting from the GA leader that introduced me. We are 8 nations, the GA leader of the Legend team, Ambassador Sam Ozani. Okay, the GA leader of the Legend Nation, not Legend team, Legend Nation. We have 8 nations currently represented here. And the GA leader of the Legend Nation, Ambassador Sam Ozani, recognize you. The GA leader of the Champions Nation, Ambassador Kelechi Anodere, recognize you. The GA leader of the Vision Nation, Ambassador Dr. Nefo Isimai, recognize you. The GA leader of the Great Achievers Nation, Ambassador Vincent Wosu, I recognize you. The GA leader of the Star Nation, Ambassador Dr. Elijah Mba, recognize you. The GA leader of the Wealth Creation Nation, the only female GA leader, Ambassador Ronke Koshamani, recognize you. The GA leader of the Unstoppable Nation, Ambassador Dr. Victor Balsen, recognize you. And also, my humble self also represents the GA leader of the Eagle Diamond Nation and the chief servant of this organization. I want to say that recognize all of you and happy Independence Day. And to all the full-timers, this meeting is not open to us, open to the full-timers. Those are full-timers. Those are all they do. They are full-timers. All they do is this business. They woke up in the morning and all they do is this business. And that is why I made up my mind to share an Independence Day masterclass with you. Please confirm if you can hear me. Confirm if you can see me. Confirm that I'm not echoing. Admin, please confirm I'm not echoing. Confirm you can see me. Confirm you can hear me. And confirm that I'm not echoing.
Confirmed.
Okay, so like I said, the reason you must, you see, I put something on my, sorry, I mean, this is disrupting the meeting. Okay, I think it's better now. Now, I put something on my WhatsApp status this month, today. I'm gonna ask admin, I'm gonna send it to admin to post it. I put it on my WhatsApp status, and a couple of people called me. Some of my loved ones called me and was like, "Please, I don't understand what you put on your WhatsApp status. Hope you're not about to die." I was like, no. So I had to explain. So I'm gonna send it to admin. Admin, please put it on. I'm gonna explain it before we take off today. And please put it on the screen. Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen quickly. We don't have much time. Admin, please share what I sent to you on the screen. Okay. Can you enlarge it? Can you enlarge it for people to see? It said, "There is no greater victory than to fall from this world a free man." There is no greater victory than to fall from this world a free man. And it showed someone kneeling with two spears across the chest. And it showed someone holding a dagger or a sword. So who can tell me who is giving this quote? Is it the person standing or the person kneeling? Go to the chat box. Is it the person standing or the person kneeling? The person that is giving this quote is not the person that is standing. The person standing seems like he's the one victorious. But the person kneeling, about to die, is telling the person about to kill him that there's no victory, that killing me doesn't make you victorious. That the real victory is to fall from this world a free man. And I put on my status, I said, freedom is not free. It is fought for. Don't just assume that you're free. Ensure that you're free. It's telling the person there's no greater victory You may think you're winning me. No. But there's no greater victory. What it means is, I may be gone, but I'm free. But you may seem to be winning, but you're bound. You can spotlight me and take out the picture. It's on my status. You can take a look at it. Why is that statement so important? I just told you, happy birthday. Happy 64th birthday, Nigeria's 64th birthday. But some of us here are more than 64 years old. My mom is above 64 years old and is a Nigerian. And what did I tell you? Your life begins to count the moment you're free. So what that man was telling the person killing him is, life is not about breath or how long you're breathing. Life is about how much of it did you live free. You may live 80 years old and you were never free. And you may live 30 years old and you were free. Because until you're free, your life does not begin to count. That's why this masterclass is very important for everybody listening to the sound of my voice. So you don't come to a point where you're now 50 years old, you're now 60 years old, you're now 45 years old, you're now 40 years old, and you discover, wow, I'm 40 years old. I've lived for 40 years, but my life hasn't counted. Because all through my life, I wasn't free. And that is why I am here to run the prison break for some people here. Some of us have lived all our lives in bondage. And the reason I'm here is to accomplish a prison break. That's why I started the prison break. I want to break some people free from their prisons. So by the time I'm done, the next few minutes, some of you would have broken out. It's not going to be automatic, but would have initiated a prison. Some of us have watched Prison Break very many years ago. I like seasons. How many seasons? Season 5 or 5 seasons are there, if I'm correct. But in the next few minutes, I'm going to attempt a prison break. And if you want to follow me, let me see your hand. Let me say yes in the chat box. If you want to follow me, if you want to say yes, break me out, break me out, break me out. I want my life to begin to count. I want to live the rest of my life a free man. I don't want to fall from this world bound. Say, break me out. Please break me out, break me out, break me out. I'm going to start by saying this. As I attempt to break out some people, in the next few minutes, is a Herculean task that I trust God to help me. Help me really to break out, to run a prison break. Now, the greatest prison is not the ones. It's not the Kirikiri. It's not the Alabon. The greatest prison is the prison that you are not aware that you're in. Now, remember on my status, I hardly post. On my status, I said, freedom is not free. You fight for it. You fight for it. But if you're not, if you don't even know that you're in prison, how can you fight to liberate yourself? The greatest prison is not the one you are aware of. No, because the moment you're aware you're in a prison, you're beginning to look for a way to get out of it. But how about the one you're not even aware? You know how those days you get a goat to the slaughter for Christmas goats. You buy the goats, you're feeding the goats, you put the goat somewhere. Those days when we're growing up, you can't be feeding. They say, yeah, I don't want to feed the goats today. You go, the goat is happy. He's in the prison, but he's eating. He's not aware that he's in the prison. So he can't even fight. It's different when you know you're in a prison. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. You're trying to fight. But how about a prison that you don't even know you're in the prison? You don't even know they're feeding you for the Christmas day. Or you're a ram, they're feeding you for the Salah day. Your Salah meat. but they're giving you food. You're laughing, you're playing, you're enjoying, because they are not grabbing you by the head. If you're grabbing the ram by the head, they'll be resisting. No, they just took you normally. They just bought you. You don't know that Starlight is in 3 days' time. They're giving you food, that are feeding you. That's the worst kind of prison, because you don't even know you're in prison. So you lack the ability to fight because you don't even know that you're there. That's the worst kind of prison. Most of us are in that kind of prison. And today, I'm about to break you out of that prison. That's called prison break. You're going to realize, oh, I've been enslaved and I did not know. And because I did not know, I did not even start fighting. And the worst that can happen to a man is to wake up when you're 40 years old and discover, all this while I've been in prison. Oh, I didn't know. If I knew when I was 20, I would have fought. All this while you're 50, all this while I've been in prison, because nobody told you, guy, you're in prison, let me break you out. Now, today, what are we celebrating today? Nigeria's 64 years of independence. But the question I want to ask you is, are we truly free as a country? Are we truly free as a nation? Are we truly independent? You see, the problem is this. We misconstrue vocabulary or linguistics for reality. That's a problem. We misconstrue linguistics, vocabularies for reality. Let me give you an example so you can get what I'm saying. I say, you're my father. I call somebody my father. Linguistically, vocabulary-wise, it means you're my father. But in reality, are you really my father? That you get birth to me does not make you my father. If somebody gives birth to you and abandons you as a child and runs away, even though biologically or linguistically he's termed your father, but in reality, is he really your father? That is why the person that picks you up and nurtures you, trains you, feeds you, sponsors you to school, matures you, and takes care of you, biologically or vocabulary or linguistically or whatever, he may not be your father, but in reality, that is your true father. We call so many people friend. You're my friend, you're my friend, you're my bestie. But ask yourself, is that person in reality truly my friend? We mistake reality for vocabulary, for linguistics, for terminologies. No. Are you truly my friend? I'm your friend. Yes. Are you truly my friend? In my worst time of need, you scorned me. Is that what friends truly do? So you don't mix up these things. You don't mix up these things. Are we truly independent? Terminology-wise, or whatever. In record, yes, Nigeria is an independent nation. Nigeria is 64 years old. But in reality, are we truly an independent nation? Are we truly free? Someone calls himself a father, a mother, a husband, a wife, a friend. But ask yourself, is this person truly a friend? Is this person truly a brother? That we share the same surname? That the same father and mother gave birth to both of us? Biologically, we are 10 brothers. But realistically, are you truly my brother? So reality superimposes terminologies. Are we truly an independent country? Let me take you back to history. Time will fail me to dig deep, but I'll make use of the little time I have. I think, like I told you, the British, Nigeria was colonized by the British somewhere around 1862, thereabout. Barely 100 years before we got our independence. And how do you colonize? You just come into a place, look at these people, they are crude. You say people that are more powerful colonize the less powerful. They just looked at Nigeria somewhere around 1862 or 1861, around that region of that time, we are colonized. What it means that some group of aliens came into our domain and took us over. And real colonialism means that you're slaves because they became our master. They became our master. And between 1862 or thereabouts to 1960, they colonized us for about 100 years. You see, you need to understand, that is why I'm speaking English to you. English, I'm an Igbo boy. English is not my native language. How come it's English I'm communicating with you? This, what I'm wearing, is not my cultural attire. How come I'm wearing this and I'm proud and I'm happy and I'm well accepted? I'm wearing a jacket. That is not the Igbo traditional attire. I worked in the bank. I wore suit and tie. That is the culture of another civilization that was superimposed on a nation because by the virtue of their being powerful, they colonized us, they enslaved us. That's what colonialism is. And they brought certain things that was not our way of life and imposed it on us. Some were good, some were not good. That's not the issue. But the issue is that they brought their ideologies. If we were colonized by the Chinese, maybe thank God we're even colonized by the British, because Chinese were colonized by that's what we'll be speaking here. I would have had so many idols, or so many, maybe it's Buddhist, maybe the two most important religions will be Buddhist and Hindu. But guess what? When the British came to colonize us, they brought their culture, their belief system, their ideology, and they superimposed it on a nation, and they turned us to slaves. So even though we're existing, that's why I said we're 64 years old, but we have called Nigeria 1914. We are probably 110 years old. The word Nigeria is probably 110 years old. So when you're colonized, you don't begin to count. You don't begin to exist. That's why that poster says, Paul a free man. And when they came to colonize us, there are three things. There's several things that they brought to dominate us. But all of a sudden, we started rising. No, 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 no. They brought their religion. They brought their education. They brought their way of life. They brought their language. There's some Hausa people, some Yoruba people, some Igbo people. All they can speak is English language. English language is not your true identity. But you can't get a job here in this country without speaking English. But you will say, no, they are gone, oh, we are free, oh, but are you truly free? Time will fail me to dig deep into it. So we don't stray from our training today. Now, when they came and they colonized us, I won't go through go and study history, but finally, in 1960, we gained our independence. We gained our freedom. And when we gained our freedom, there are several areas we gained our freedom. Now, why I'm saying this is, I want to explain to some of us, because what I'm running is a prison break. And I fear that this session might not do quite justice to it. So I may generally turn it to a series later on. So when we gained our freedom, Yeah, there are 4 major areas we gained our freedom. The first major area was we had the freedom to rule ourselves. Now, I think it was Nnamdi Azikiwe also that was the first, okay, now we now have a ruler. There's not the British. We now get the political freedom to rule ourselves. So guess what? In 1960, and that's what we're celebrating today. Yay! But the question is this: are we truly politically free? Let me tell you what these guys did. When Nigerians began to agitate and they wanted to become free, people, because when you see, I told you the greatest kind of slavery is the one you're not aware of. Because the one you're aware of, you begin to fight. I said in my status, I said, freedom is fought for. You fight for freedom. So the moment you discover that you're a slave, you begin to fight for it. So the greatest form of slavery is the one you're not aware of, so you don't fight for it. So when Nigeria became cognizant of the fact that we're slaves, they began to fight for it. When the British man saw it, he said, there's no need. Let us give them the physical freedom and let us go and enslave them. You see, some of us will be free today. So they said, no problem. Yay, you're already doing Gaga. In 1960, they gave us freedom. Yay, we're free. But they said, let us go to level 2. Physical bondage is the lowest level of slavery, just so you know. Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 years, but he's one of the greatest icons in Africa today. You can't bound a man physically. That's the lowest level of bondage. They say, let's leave physical bondage. Let us go to the secondary level of bondage. So you know what they did? They said, these guys, the way we're looking, we can't hold them for too long. They will inadvertently get free. So let us rule them. You know what they did? They looked at us, they said, these guys, once they unite. Now, when they colonized us, they were taking advantage of us in three normal ways. Number one, politically, they were ruling us, imposing their. Number two, they were exploiting our natural resources, mineral resources. And they were building most of the railways that were built. You know, Nigeria had railways that are shut down today. Because those railways were built so they can transport our mineral resources, our assets to Europe. Where are those railways today? Gone. How did they go? Ask yourself. How were they? How? Then thirdly, they wanted to impose their culture on us, their language, their system. So let me go to the political one. When they saw that very soon, these guys, they are now aware of their slavery, so they want to fight. So there's no need fighting somebody physically. Let's give them freedom. But let us cause them to be perpetually subject to us. Know what they did? They look at the country, a once-loving country. A once-loving country. In those days, the Hausa man saw the Igbo boy as his brother. The Igbo boy saw the Yoruba lady as his sister. The Yoruba lady saw the Fulani man as his brother. They were all existing at once. You know what these guys did? They came and brought cultural divide. They said, I'm going to divide you. You're the North, you're the South, you're the East, you're the West. They began to divide us. Because they understood that by the time you divide these people, they no longer see themselves as brothers. They begin to fight one another. In that chaos, we can come in. Just so you know, when they were leaving, they knew it was just a matter of time the civil war was going to break out. So before they left, they divided the North. They said, outside, you're not the same with Igbos. Igbos, you're not the same with Yoruba. You are not one common unit. So they created boundaries. Even people that were brothers, they separated them. Separated them. And that's divide that they created, even though they left, was still in bondage. Because the Hausa man looks at the Igbo person and says, even though we're one country, we're not brothers. The Igbo person looks at the Yoruba person, call him, what they call him again? Whatever. That divide is there. So it's called divide and rule. So when they divide us the left, they know you guys will soon go into war. You still come and need us. We don't need to come. See, we don't need to come and hold you physically. It's cumbersome. We don't even need it. But we can rule you from where we are. Go and check how the British affected the Civil War, how they sponsored it, how they go and read it through. They already knew the Civil War was coming. Because when you tell an answer man, this is not your brother. Let me give an example. Imo State and Abia State was once one state. But the day they divided it, the Imo person no longer sees himself as the brother of the Abia person. Enugu State and Anambra State were once, I think Anambra State, if I'm not mistaken. But maybe they divided. This person no longer sees it. They no longer see. So the moment you create a divide, you create a war. So you don't need to be there to rule. You can rule from yonder. Time will fail me to go into the intricacies of how they did it. They did it so successfully that till today, that is the problem we have in this country. Once somebody comes up, is he my brother? Whether he's doing something right or wrong, you go and vote for him. That how you see, how can you be free? Oh, when Hausa was raining, yeah, now it's Yoruba. You want to come out? When Yoruba was raining, now it's Igbo. The dichotomy. And in that, you're enslaved perpetually. You don't need to come and put slaves and put chains in your hand. Are we truly independent? When will this country come together and say we are one? Even intermarriage now is a problem. You want to marry, if you want to marry a Hausa, is your parents that will fight you first, not even you. What do you know about love? He's from Maiduguri. You are from Imo State. No, they will carry your children and go and say, no, they will tell you, what do you know about love? What do you know about love? Because you no longer see yourself as brothers. Are we truly independent or free as a nation? Time will fail me to come. Secondly, they exploited us economically. You know what they did? They were building railway, building roads. You think they were building it for you? They were building so they can transport our coal, minerals, tin, ore. They were exploiting us. Thank God we didn't discover oil. If I discovered oil, they wouldn't have freed us. We discovered oil after they left. God knew it and said, don't discover oil. If I discovered oil while they were there, they would not leave us. Nah. Or they would have signed certain agreements. But God had mercy on us and did not show us oil until the left. Now, they exploited us economically till today. Now, they said there's no need exploiting them economically. You want to come and carry gold, tin. Oh, no, there's no need for all of that. Rather, exploit them through their human resources. It's called brain drain. So they don't need to come and drain all. So you know what these guys have done? They've created a system where they take the best of us, they exploit the best of us, and they excavate the best of us and can put it into their economy. You see, the greatest resource is human resource. It's not the coal, it's not the oil, it's not the crude, it's not the mineral resources. The greatest resource is the human resource. So what do I need to do with their coal? What do I need to do with their crude? What do I need to do with their iron ore? No, let me take the best of them. Let me excavate the best of them. When you are bereft of the real human resources, you are naked. So they created a system, the Japa syndrome. It's been there way back. Oh, it's not now. It's not now. They created a system. They made that you have to come and do your master. They give you a job. So the best of the best, they give. Do you think scholarship that they are giving is because they love you? They don't like you. They have a way of using scholarship to excavate the best, the brainiest, the most intelligent, and they excavate them from our shores. Take it and say they're giving you scholarship. By the time they finish giving you scholarship, you can't come back here. You will get a job there because they will show you the. Oh my God! They don't need us. They don't need to exploit us. They're still exploiting us today. Are we truly free? Are we truly free as a nation? No. Go and check our best doctors, they are not in this country. Go and check our best neurologists, they are not in this country. Go and check our best lecturers, they are not in this country. The best of us are being drained. It's called brain drain. They don't need to drain our oil. They are draining our human resources. The same thing they were doing when we were under their colonialism. Now, it's not just them that are doing it. Even Saudi Arabia is doing it. Saudi Arabia is doing it. America is doing it. Canada is doing it. There's no place you won't find the best of Nigerians. So you think I'm free, I'm free. They're excavating. They look at your children. They go to the university, the first class materials. They'll give them tests, give them GMATs, give them this, and they pass. Those that pass, they will leave. They leave the robbers for you. The best of the best. They say this guy is intelligent. Go to UK to school. By the time he goes to UK, he's gone. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The best of the best. Come and give birth to your child and let him become a citizen. By the time you give birth to your children, they at least give birth to your children. Then before you know, your kids are gone. Your brilliant kids are gone. The only people here are the people that are water. So they instituted a system of exploitation. Are you truly free? Are we truly free? Time will fail me to explain, to go into the intricacies of this exploitation. But the exploitation now is worse than when we're under the colonial rule. The third part was the social cultural imposition. They took away our cultures. That's why I'm speaking to you in English language. That's why I'm wearing a jacket. Why can't we choose a language? Let me tell you something. Why can't we choose a language and say let it be the general language? Why can't we choose Hausa? And so let the official language of Nigeria be Hausa. Of course, you can have other languages, but let Hausa be the common because they already created that divide. Why not Yoruba? Why not Igbo? It cannot happen. It cannot happen. You understood it. So we rather adopt the Englishman's language rather than choose our brother's language. I rather speak English than speak Yoruba. I rather speak English as an Hausa person. I rather speak English than go and speak Igbo. I rather speak English than go and speak Yoruba. Why? Why have I adopted English? Go and look for a job and you cannot speak English. Nobody will give you that job. Who says you cannot come? Go to Paris. Is it English that communicating there? Go to China. Are they communicating there with English language? In fact, the highest spoken language in the world, not even English, is the Mandarin of the Chinese. So just so you know, some people think English is not. It's the Chinese Mandarin language. But they made a situation that you cannot leave your Igbo and go and take Hausa. No, it can't happen. Instead, let English come. Let's take English. So they impose their cultures on us. Honestly, some were good, some were bad, but culture not culture. I won't say education is not good, but culture is culture. They brought Christianity to us, thank goodness. But it came along with it some other things. And that's why today, if you take a look at, you see, when I was in the UK not too long ago, and I now understood. You see, you will not understand these things until your eyes are open. Because for most of us, we think we are not free. We think we're free, we're not bound. Can you hear me? Confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can hear me. For most of us, we think we're not bound. When I went to the UK recently, I now understood more clearly the colonization. You see, do you know that in the British mindset, that the ones that now, are you aware that the British also colonized America? But when you go to America, you will discover that the Americans are truly free. I'm sure most people didn't know that the same way the British colonized us, they colonized America. But the British colonized 70% of the world. I was in some of the Caribbean countries that are telling me that they gained their independence just 3 years ago from the British. I said, how? Those guys, they were mean. The same British that colonized us colonized America. But when you go to America, you discover that those guys are free. They are truly free. When you go, that's what is called the American dream. They found their true identity. When the colonial master colonizes you, it doesn't allow you to find your true identity. I'm going to talk about it later. But if you go to if you go to the UK, you discover that they have this slavery mentality. That is why you have to work and work. You see, this system of get a job is the British mentality. They are not too given to entrepreneurship. Everybody there is get a job. Go to America. People are more entrepreneurial in nature. The American dream is to own your business, become an entrepreneur. But in the UK, get a job. Everybody, do you have a... I'm like, how do you mean do you have a job? The only reason that I like to become an entrepreneur is to create jobs, get a job. Even you that as an entrepreneur, the government still superimposes on you like you have a job. And that's the culture we have in Nigeria. That's why most people tell them to come and do our business, because the colonial civilization is still on them. They rather go and get a job that be paying them 120,000 naira a month and come and do a business like ours that can pay you 120,000 naira in a day. Why? Because their mindset, they're enslaved. Get a job. They don't understand entrepreneurship. They don't understand business. Get a job. Everything. Where's your job? Are you working? Whenever you come to say, is today your free day? Are you a free day? I said, what is wrong with you guys? Can't I work? They don't understand. When I work for myself, it seems alien to them. You work for yourself. How do you mean work for yourself? No, they think you work for yourself means you work from home. They don't understand freedom. And that is the way the colonial masters, and that's the system that is happening in Nigeria. They always everything they depend on the government. In some countries, they create their own economy. So that's the same culture that has dented our mindset. Government do this, jobs. Are we truly independent? Have we extricated ourselves from the slavery of the British colony? Are we truly an independent nation? We are 64. Are we truly? They said the heir, as long as he's a child, does not differ from a slave or from a servant. What it means that even if you're a heir, you're truly free. But if you're a child, there is no difference between you and a slave and a servant. Until a time appointed, until you grow to maturity, you might be truly free, but if you're still a child, you're still a slave, you're still a servant. We're still children. We are babies at 64. Because most of us are still slaves. We're still slaves. And that is why people rather get a job than start a business. People rather get paid salary than make a profit. People rather go for wages than go for profit. Why? Because the slave mentality is there. So some of us don't even know that we're still slaves. You see, the greatest slavery is that of the mind. We have been enslaved by our mind. And as a result, you don't even know that you're enslaved. That's why I want to run a prison break today. I want to break up some people from the mental slavery of the British. We're still, as far as we're still under the British rule, because our mindset still functions like them. Everybody going to work. Everybody. Why will you go to work? Why can't you start your own business? Why can't you be free? The moment you tell someone to start your own business, no, someone, where will I get the money? Why can't you start your... You tell somebody this is the business you can do, and you can raise capital to go and start your own. They say, no. They rather get a job because they're still enslaved. We're 64 years old, but are we truly free? Or are we still a 64-year-old baby. So you know what those guys did? They said, no problem. No problem. Have your physical freedom, but we'll rule you politically. We will exploit you. This time, not necessarily or natural. Do you see when I recently got to the UK recently, I was like, who did we offend? Who did we offend as a country? I asked my J leaders that question. I said, please, I don't know I know we offended somebody. I said, please tell me, who did we offend as a country? I will lead a delegation to go and beg that person. I don't know who, but I know we offended somebody. How can you want to buy water? Water. By the time they give you the amount in pounds and you convert it to naira, you start asking yourself, who did you offend? Who did you offend? How has our currency degenerated like this? How? How is 1,000 naira like toilet paper? How did we get it wrong? We started with Nigerian pound. It was almost equal to British pound. How did we come to a point when $1,000 is 2.3 million naira? How? Who did we offend? Who did we wrong? Where did we get it wrong? Let us go and repent, please. How will you go to a country like Kenya and you can't bring out your currency? You go to Liberia. These are where did we get it wrong, please? Who did we offend? Who did we offend? That's why no matter what you are, if you take a level of income to earn in naira and come and be spending in pounds, they will force you to work in the economy. Who did we offend? Liberia, Sierra Leone, Zambia, even Ghana here, their currency is stronger. Nairobi. Who did we offend, please? Some of us here, you're looking, I want to travel to Nairobi. I want to travel to those places you're traveling to. You see, that's why I said they need stability of the mind. They've made you feel that those places are better than your country, but they're not better. They make you. I travel. Traveling is good, but when you go there, remove the blindness and look at it again. Is it really better than Lagos? No, forget about what I'm telling you. Is Nairobi really better? What is better about Nairobi now? What is even better? Even look at the human beings there. Are they better than you? When you speak with them, are they more intelligent than you? Look at the infrastructures. Is it better? It's not better, guys. It's not better. Even go to the same London they're telling you. Go to that same London. The houses they are living, is it better than the one you're living? It's not. It's not. But they have enslaved us in the mind. Oh, I'm in the streets of London. Hey, I'm in London. Hey, you take picture, you take selfie. That's why I traveled. I did not take any pictures, not take any. What am I taking selfie of the streets of London? So what? And is this way better than Nigeria? The houses are not better than my houses. Even the hotels are not better than the hotel. I stayed in their Hilton. I'm staying in a Hilton here. It's not better. I can tell it's not better. I went to some places, one of my rich uncle is saying they stay in a duplex. I went to their house. I can't even leave. Sorry, but my house is better. Sorry. My house is better. I'm sorry, but my house, where I stay is better. The rooms, the rooms so pinchomic. What is it? What is it? What is it? They have water. Yes, we have water. They have light. Yes, if you have solar, you see, these things are mind games. You'll be there cold. Do you know the kind of weather we have here? But they've tweaked your mind to make you feel, oh, the streets of London is better. It is not better. I can tell you it's not better. It's not better. I bought a small hamburger, 10 pounds. That 10 pounds is 20-something thousand. 20-something thousand, you can't eat book in so many places. Bottom line is this. The real slave is in the mind. The real slave is in the mind. When you look at it critically, some of us, the houses you stay, if you go and price that same house, you can't pay. The house you're paying 2 million naira rent. I'm paying 2 million naira rent. Go and look a year. Go over there and look for a 2 million naira house a month. You will stay there. You will run out. But you know what they've done? They've cautiously put in our mind that they are better. That's why people will leave their good paying jobs here, sell everything, and go and be doing many jobs. But I'm in the UK, I'm in Jan now, I'm in the UK, I'm in London, I'm in US, I'm in Canada, and they're doing many. That's why they have mental health issues, because that's the kind of mental job you do. You can get mental health. Somebody like me now, I tell me I should be washing plates to survive. I should be taking care of old people. I should be answering sa. I should come to a place, they tell me I'm working, and they tell me I should switch off my phone from morning to evening because I'm working. But if you subject me to that, I will have mental health problem. In fact, I don't used to believe in mental health problem, but when I saw if you start starting to subject me to, for you to work, don't stay with your not necessarily, but don't use your phone from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock because you're working. And I cannot go with my phone. I'll have mental issues. Can't bet an old man and be cleaning his sheets because I want to make money. Can't be answering somebody, sa. No. But people are doing those jobs gladly because somewhere in your mind they've enslaved you that place is better. Those houses are not better. Those hotels are not better. Trust me when I say that. Go to your rich uncles. When they enter the house, your house is more spacious. They will tell you that it's light. Do you know how much they pay for their light? Do you know how much they pay to warm themselves? Do you know that some of them, they will be shivering in cold? Now that winter is coming, they cannot pay. They will warm for 3 hours. These things are just going in the night. You just sleep. If you know what some of them pay to sleep, you will not believe it. That place, but our mind has been enslaved. Ladies and gentlemen, some of us, the greatest form of prison is mental prison. I worked in the bank, so I can tell you this. I worked in the bank for a while. Nobody comes to tell you, you must wake up by 6 o'clock, prepare and go to work. Nobody needs to tell you that. But you're a slave, you're a corporate slave, because nobody needs to use cane to wake you up. But your alarm will wake you up. And when your alarm wakes you up, even if you slept by 3 o'clock, and your alarm, you must wake up. That's slavery. Nobody is using cane or gun to say wake up. But you know you have to wake up. You know you have to go to work because you know the consequences that will befall you if you come late to work. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to be free. It's time to understand that we can't be mentally subjugated anymore. And that is why I want to break us out of prison. Time will fail me to continue on these lines. But let me tell you something. There are 4 areas that people are enslaved. Now, what I'm going to tell you is this prison break is not going to be overnight. Because what has bound us for ages. What has kept us there has kept us for ages. Some of us are not even aware that we're in prison. So I'm going to attempt a prison break. I won't say I'll break you out. I will break some people out today, but I will attempt a prison break. Now, there are 4 major areas where we're in prison without even our knowledge. You know, sometimes when I look at these things, I ask God, help us. Because if God doesn't help you, you won't even know that you are in prison in these areas. Now, I'm going to highlight 4 major ways. And I was talking to somebody, I said, the greatest slavery is the slavery of the mind. Let me shock you. Do you know that sometime in 1972, I think it was Yakubu Gowon. Most of us may not be born there. But sometime in 1972, Yakubu said, no, we want to claim independence from the British colony. We want to claim independence from the British colony. And they said, okay, because in the British is a right-hand drive. But I was asking, why is it the right-hand drive? The British colonized us. Why are we the left? They said, no, in 1972, Yakubu Gowon, I think so. I'm not too sure, but I think so. He said, no. We have to assert that we're free. So he turned our cars from the right-hand drive to the left-hand drive. So in their mind, by turning those things, we are breaking out. You say, but the real slavery is not in the physical, it's not in the right. I wouldn't have cared if we are right hand or left hand. It didn't matter. The real slavery is what you think, is your mindset. Because that same cars, you are still importing it from outside. It's not turning from right hand to left hand. Can't you manufacture a car? We have Innocent Motors. Can't we manufacture a car here? Do you know how much duty you pay? If you want to buy a car of 15 million, do you know how much duty you will pay? You will pay that duty. What is in a car that Innocent Motors, but he's an Igbo boy? No, you get an Igbo man. No. Why can't we manufacture cars here? Why can't you put up a car? That is the real slavery, not turning from left to right or from right to left. That's why I say the real slavery is in the mind. Because how can the car, if it was maybe, what is it? What is it? What is it? Okay, Dangote now is an answer man. He wants to do fraud. No. Why is it? No. If it was a Yoruba person, if it was a Yoruba person that built that refinery, maybe everything would have been smooth. Who did this thing to us? Who did this thing to us? Who did this thing to us? When can we come together and as a result, these people are enslaving us because they understand that the real slavery is not physical slavery, it's the mind slavery. And until you understand that you're enslaved, you can't break out. And that's the great, you see, like I said, the greatest slavery is the one you don't even know you are in because you don't fight it. And that's the kind of prison most of us are in. Some of us, our parents enslaved us by shielding us from the harsh realities of life. There's some people that this business would have been there's some people that this business would have been the instrument of their deliverance, of their freedom. They say, no, go and get a job, go and get a job. But the mentorship, I'm going to talk about how to be free. But let me take it one at a time because my time is fast. What time do I have? My time is fast spent. Now, why must you be free? If I talk about the 4 prison doors and see how I can attempt a prison break, why must we be free? There are 3 reasons, but let me talk about the first one. The first reason why we must be free is that when you're not free, it transcends to your generation. The children of slaves are slaves. Oh God. You see, even if you don't like yourself, pity your lineage. Why must we break free so that my children and my lineage can be exonerated? Because the children of slaves are slaves. Some of us, we are where we are because our parents did not break free. Our parents did not break, we're not set free. So as a result, we are where we are today. Will you leave your children? Like I told you guys when I started, freedom is fought for. If you don't fight for your freedom, will you leave these battles for your children to fight? The greatest slavery now, just so you know, the greatest slavery now is not the Kirikiri prison. It's not the it's not the Guantanamo prisons. Who can tell me the greatest prison now? If you get it now, if you get it, if somebody can, I may not have time, but if somebody can get the greatest, can somebody get me what is the greatest prison that they are building now around us? That you don't even know that you're in prison. Can somebody tell me? The greatest prison now. Time will fail me. But please catch the first 5 people that will get it right on Zoom. They'll win 100,000 naira each. The first 5 people that will get the greatest prison that they're building is not the Guantanamo Bay. It's not the Kirikiri prison. The greatest prison they are building today is artificial intelligence. So the first 5 people that got artificial intelligence, they just won 100K on Zoom. I know we're on YouTube. I know Zoom is maxed out. Zoom was maxed out to 1,000 before we went to YouTube. But on Zoom, the first 5 people that got it right, if it's confirmed that you're full-timer on your Zoom, you make 100,000 naira. The greatest prison is the artificial intelligence. And why I'm telling you this is so that you'll be aware. They made everything at the click of a button. They're trying to get you so lazy. Recently, I told my PA, I gave my PA an assignment. She went to artificial intelligence. I said, what you don't know what they're doing to you. You woke up one day and you discover you cannot do anything. Even 2 + 2, you cannot add 2 + 2. When we were growing up in primary school, they'll tell you 124 times 234. You type 124, you know how to do it, but now the children of these days can't do that. So the greatest prison is to make you so weak that you come to a point where you can't even spell apple. So that when they now monetize that artificial intelligence, you become a slave to that artificial intelligence because you were strong before, but they weakened you so much. Some people give them as an assignment, they go to Google. Instead of them to go and read, the brain is dying because artificial intelligence have. Do you know how? Oh, God help our souls. Do you know how simplified they think you're enjoying, but they're enslaving you because the time will come, you become a vegetable. You can't even do anything for yourself. Then they will buy you for $1. They will buy you for a penny. Before you could do things yourself, but now you could do. Before I could wash my clothes. Now tell me now to wash my clothes is a problem because there are dry cleaners everywhere. So the dry cleaner says to wash this jacket, it's 50,000 naira. I don't have a choice. I can't remember when last I washed my clothes. Have they not enslaved me? They not enslaved me, but I didn't know. There's a washing machine. Buy a washing machine. You're using washing machine. Some of us who can't even wash our underwears. Some of us who can't wash our socks. Me, guilty. When I use a socks once, you see some of us, they have like 20 socks, 34. It's an enslavement of the mind. They started by making it comfortable, feeding you until they buy you for a penny. Beware of artificial intelligence. Don't give out your strength and your skill to AI. Don't come to a point where you cannot do anything, you cannot read, you cannot do anything again. It's AI that is doing everything. Because the time will come. You just took up on money, you're in chains. How do you mean I'm in chains? You can't do anything. Before you do something, you're a slave. The number one reason why you must be free is because it's transgenerational. If you don't break through poverty, your children will be poor, except they rise up to fight. If you love your generation, even your unborn children, fight for them, so that when they come, they won't fight. They won't fight to be free. The second reason why you need to be free. Okay. The second reason why you need to be free is so that you can find your true identity. Maybe I should now talk about the 4 prisons that we're into. If I tell you more why you need to be free, now attend the prison. The first prison that we find ourselves in. Please let me go and confirm the first 5 people are winning 100K. Confirm them. So the first 5 people that answered AI correctly, send your account number to your GA leader through your hub anchor. If you're a full-timer, you operate from a hub. So send your account number. When that if you're among the 5 people, you send your account number to your GA leader through your hub anchor for your 100,000 naira. And before I continue, something just occurred to me. Today is 1st of October. Happy New Month. Today is our National Day of Fasting and Prayer. Every first of the month, we fast and we pray. So if you're here, I'm sure most of us here are really part of the fast. It's advised. It's strongly advised. Except you're on medication, or you're pregnant, or you're a nursing home mother, or your doctor advises you not to fast. Everybody in C2 Energy, first day of every month is a day of prayer and fasting. So if you're not fasting and praying today, normally I would have taken water, but I can't take water because I'm on a fast. It's not to show. You see, the reason we're fast, I'm bringing it. The reason that we fast and pray on the first day of every month is because our number one cardinal culture is to commit your business to God. You see, when you fast and you pray, you're letting God know that except the Lord builds the house, the laborers labor in vain. You're showing your helplessness and your total dependency on God. Why do I need to fast and pray? Why don't I need to just go and work hard? Of course, you work hard, but no matter what you work, if the Lord does not build, you're laboring in vain. So you're showing to God that see, there's some people that believe they're self-made. Here, we don't believe we're self-made. We believe that God has helped us. And God has been, no, you don't need to pray. You don't need to pray. Go and work hard. We work hard. We also believe that we can work so hard. But if God does not help us, we cannot get anywhere. That's why the first day of every month, we must, I put it a must, except your doctor advises you, except you're nursing, except you're pregnant, or somehow you can't fast, maybe because you're just sick or something. But the first of every month is a national day of fasting and prayer for members of C2 Energy to show our dependency on God and to bring to bear the forces of the spiritual realm to the physical realm. Because the honest truth is, what prayer does is it imposes supernatural into the natural realm. And I've told you several times, everything you see in this natural realm has its origin from the spiritual realm. It is foolishness to think everything. You see, it's foolishness to think the world is just happening, everything just happening, just working, things just happen. That's foolishness. That's why the fool says there is no God. If you think that everything here is by your making, you don't want to do the law, no, then you're a foolish man because you don't see properly. There are spiritual elements that affect the physical elements. Just had to say that aside. What are the 4 prisons? Okay, no problem. So I'll call the 4 names before I go. The names have been called to me. I'll call the 4 names. Okay, the first name is Leona with reservation code OICAE3674. The second one is Kristen, NE/Kristen. I don't know this person. I don't know what is NE/Kristen. Person needs to go to the jail. The third name is Engineer Toby Diamond Team. The fourth one is Lovett Elite Ruby 2. The fifth one is Patricia Abokede. So if your names are among these 5 names, please send your names among these 5 names are just called. Send your account number through your hub anchor to your GA leader for your monies. Now, the 4 prison doors that we must break out of today. Number 1 is the prison door. Is the prison of inactivity, inaction. I call it dysfunctionality. Hold on. I call it the prison door of dysfunctionality. I call it the prison door of dysfunctionality. Excuse me. I call it inability to do what you know to do. That some of us, you already know what you need to do, but you can't seem to do it. You're a slave, but you don't know. You know you're supposed to wake up. The doctor has told you you must exercise every day. You must exercise at least 4 days in a week. You must run they check your vital, check your days. And you know you have to wake up every morning. Is the light is off. You know you must wake up every morning to exercise. But guess what? In the morning you're supposed to wake up, you find out that you're unable to, you just find yourself, you just can't do what you know you need to do. You just understand that I know I'm supposed to do this, but I can't do that. It's called dysfunctionality. It's called inability. It's called inaction. If you can identify what I'm saying, go to the tablet and say, I can identify. You know what to do, but you can't seem to do what you know. It's a prison. It's a prison. And most people think I'm just being lazy. No, you're not just being lazy. You're in a prison. And you need to be broken out of that prison. You know you're not supposed to be drinking Coke. They tell you your sugar level is high, but somehow, you see yourself still drinking Coke. It's not yourself that is doing it. You're in bondage. You're enslaved. You're in prison. That is why you can't find it. There's some people, no matter what happens, they must come late. Even if you put the meeting by 7 o'clock in the morning, they will come late. If you put it by 7 in the evening, they will come late. If you put it by 12 o'clock in the afternoon, they will come late. Anytime you put it, they must come late. You will see them always rushing to catch their flight. It's called a dysfunctionality. You may think it's just you. It is not just you. It's a prison. And you must recognize first it's a prison. Then you must fight to be free. Let me tell you how prison works. I'm here. The moment I might be here, the moment that door is locked and I cannot come out, here becomes a prison. The moment I cannot leave my office door, it becomes a prison because I'm no longer free. I can be chilling, but the moment there are boundaries created against your will, you've entered into slavery. So what these guys did was to put certain things that took our will from us. Time is up. Time is up. Time is up. Dysfunctionalities. Inability to do what you know you should do. Some of us that were students, you know you need to read your book. Why didn't you read your book? You know that the exam coming on Thursday by 9 p.m. You are aware 1 week ago. You have 50 pages of handout to read. Why didn't you read it? You don't know. At the end of the day, a day to the time, you read about 3 or 4 pages. You go, you make a D. At the end of the day, you come out with a top class. You're in prison. You need to seek to be liberated. It's not normal. It's called dysfunctionality. Some of us were where we are today because we did not do what we were supposed to do yesterday. And the sad thing is that we knew what we were supposed to do, but we did not do it. Some of us are earning today is where it is because we did not do what we were supposed to do. And we knew what we were supposed to do. And there was nothing stopping us from doing it, yet we did not do it. That is the first kind of prison a lot of people find themselves in. And I want to attempt a prison break today. If you want a prison break, go to the chat box. I want a prison. If you want a prison break, go to the chat box and type, I want a prison break. The second prison break I will attempt is the prison break of mediocrity and average living. Now, why am I exposing these prisons to you? It's so that you can fight for it, because we're going to fight. You fight for freedom. That guy that was kneeling down, about to die. Life is not the amount of years you live. Life is in the amount of your purpose that you fulfill. And until you're free, you can't begin to live out your purpose. The second prison I'm talking about here is the prison of average life and mediocrity. Most of us don't even know we're in this prison. Because you're going on, my father told you all fingers are not equal. Your father told you, we're not rich. You're from a humble background. So you summarize your life as an average person. You see, the prison of the average life is the most subtle prison that you need to keep breaking yourself out of. Even if I break out of this one, there are levels to this game. You must keep breaking it. But I want to show you the prison door. Just like I've showed you the first one. So you just know that if you're someone that's always a late comer, don't take it as natural. Take it as a prison, and you must fight for your freedom. The moment you recognize something is a prison, to engage in a fight. And if you're ready to fight for your freedom, you'll be free one day. Freedom is fought for. It's not given on a platter. But the prison of the average and the mediocre life is one of the most subtle prisons you can never find. You know why? Now, have you ever seen a goat that is free to move around, but a leash is tied on his neck and tied to a tree? The goat does not think he's bound because he can move around. But there's a problem, there's how so far he can move. Listen to me. There's so much far he can move before the rope draws him back. Now, the circumference that he can move, he assumes that that is his wall. He assumes that that is his domain. He does not know that he's tied to a prison's tree. That he can move so far, can you move? You can't move further. In life, we are not physically tied to a tree, but we're tied to our brain cells. It's called the front cortex of the brain, the amygdala. That when, like that goat, we are trying to push ourselves out of our comfort zone, we feel we feel a discomfort, we feel pain. We draw back to our comfort zone and will remain in mediocrity. Is a prison. I want to break some people out forcefully. I want to attempt a breakout. But if that goat, as it was going, for the most part, that rope that is tied is not stronger, go and check, than the goat. The reason the goat comes back to status quo was because he feels discomfort, he feels pain, he feels like he's strangling, and he comes back. But if that goat understands that this is a prison, and when it comes back, he assumes his mediocre life, he assumes his average life. But the day that goat recognizes, I am tied to this thing, but this is not how far I can go. And when he tries, he's feeling that pain, he's feeling that discomfort, and he persists and he tries. Whatever does not kill you, set you free. And he breaks through. All of a sudden, the rope breaks up and he begins to run. He will discover that nobody was tying him. The rope that was tying him was his comfort zone. There was no man there. There was no woman there. There's nothing there. He just endured pressure. He just endured affliction. He just endured rough and uncomfortable circumstance until he endured it and endured until he broke out. But I said, don't assume. That's what I put on my. Don't assume that you're free. Ensure that you're free. Most of us, when we are living, we think that's where God wants me to live. No, it's where you determine to live because you refuse to stretch beyond your comfort zone. That is the greatest prison because you don't even know. You think, I've tried my best. This is the best I can do. Who told you you tried your best? Who told you you tried your best? Who told you you tried your best? You just tried your best within your comfort zone. You didn't try your best. When you try your best, the proof of it is freedom. There was somebody I listened to, was it Burna Boy? They said, don't say, if you're broke, don't say you try. So when you truly try your best, you'll be rich. Was it Burna Boy that was saying that? He said, don't say, I try my best. No, they say, when you truly try your best, you'll be rich. But it's a prison. And because you don't even know it, do you know how many people that have been free from this business? But the moment they encounter the first rejection, the second rejection, the third rejection, they encounter the first rejection, the second rejection, the third rejection. They said, nobody is doing. I don't have. Who told you nobody? Who told you nobody will do your business? Because you spoke to the first 10 people and they rejected you. Who told you there are only 10 people in the whole wide world? Who told you it's only 10 people you have in your vicinity? I've done everything. I really tried. Trust me, I really tried. What did you try? You did it for 2 months. Who does the business for 2 months and quits? But when you encounter that limitation, when you feel that discomfort, when you feel that pain, that strangling, because our front quarter brain, they make is designed to protect us. When you sense danger, come, no, I cannot come and kill myself. I cannot come and do my life. I cannot come and do. Just like Elijah, I cannot do. Who told you have finished your mission? I cannot do more than my father's. And his mission ended abruptly. That is the prison. You can do more. Most of us, the money you have, you can have more. Most of us, the house you're living, some of us today would have been living in your own house. But when you're stretched and you felt the pain, you came back to me. It's a prison. It's a prison. Because people have told you, don't kill yourself, don't do too much. It's not that. People have told you there's only so much, and you restrain yourself. That's the prison walls of mediocrity and average living. And you know what? No problem. I just signed up to faith. Who told you cannot become an 8-figure earner in this business? Who told you cannot raise a team, a massive team? Who told you that? Who told you that? Your brain cells told you. People around you told you. I experienced it myself. Do you know that? Do you know even my fiance said I should not do this? Even my father, even my mother, even my lecturer, who told you that those people are the authority? Do you know the people they told they could not make it? This light bulb. Do you know how many times they told Thomas Edison? He tried for 10,000. It was the 10,000th time he found the light bulb. You're supposed to create the light bulb in your generation. You're supposed to be what the prison of mediocrity has bound you. Everything you're looking in life is outside of your comfort zone. But your comfort zone is that prison door that's kept you back. And you know what they do? They try to the society makes you weak by making you feel. You see, a young man, a young woman should never be in his comfort zone. Until you're 40, you have no business being in your comfort zone. Trust me. When I was working in the bank, I used to say, thank God it's Friday. How can a young man that is in his 20s be saying, thank God it's Friday? How can a young man be praying for public holiday? How can a young man be saying, thank God? How can a young man be praying for holiday to go and rest? Something is wrong. Young men that would have been warriors, that are ready to say, give me the work. They're saying, thank God it's Friday, so we can go and lounge. Who enslaved us? The second prison is the prison of mediocrity, averagely. And it's found in your comfort zone. Nobody is holding you. You can say in this month of October, I will become a monthly millionaire. Nobody is holding you. But when you face those pressures, don't give up. Those pressures are the prison doors. When you face those discomforts, when you say, oh, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. When you give up, you sacrifice not just your freedom, you sacrifice the freedom of your generation. Some of us, our parents sacrificed their freedom. They did not just sacrifice their freedom, they sold their freedom alongside. Because if you're a child of a slave, you're a slave. We have given birth to so many mediocres because in our mind we're mediocres. Break through. Tell yourself, Let me continue. You know what I'm going to tell you today? It's anybody that is telling you, take it easy. I'm not saying that you should work yourself to death. No. Know your boundaries and apply. But you see that, no. Your comfort zone is the enemy of freedom. Freedom is what? The third prison, I'm attempting a prison break. Because most of you don't even know that you're in prison. And that's what the British people did. Look, give them their independence, but they enslave them through other means. You go and work for your naira. Somebody is earning 500,000 naira a month. You finish working for it. You can convert it to pounds. Let me do the conversion, please. Let me do the conversion. So you know what slavery is. How much is pounds? It becomes 220 pounds. That is the real slavery. That is the real slavery. The third prison wall, I'm trying to break some people out. And you see, this thing, I might end up getting it in series. I might end up getting it in series because it's beyond training today. The third prison doors is what I call the prison of ignorance. Because the scope of your knowledge is a prison. Whatever you don't know imprisons you. Some of us, the last time you read the book was 7 years ago. Who is calling me? Excuse me. Silence. The last time you read the book was 7 years ago. The prison of ignorance. Because the scope of your knowledge places a boundary on your freedom. Let me explain to you. You see, this year, every month we bring out the book of the month. Today is October. Once I'm done with this, I'll bring out the book of the month. Let me check whether the book of the month is ready. The book of the month for this month. But you know, a lot of people, they have not read the book of the month since January. And you think you're smart. You're not smart. You're putting yourself. Hold on. Please confirm if the book of the month. Okay. The book of the month is go for no. I'm gonna post it on the group. Now, each month from the beginning of this year, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, this is the 10th month. I bring out a book of the month. How many of us here have read the book of the month? You see, you think you're smart, but you're imposing yourself into prison because most of the things you're looking for to make you succeed in this business are inside the pages of those books you would have read. But by not reading those books, you have enslaved yourself because knowledge is the key to freedom. But because you don't know, if I don't know that I have water here, I can't drink it. Most of the things that have enslaved you is your ignorance. Not that it's not available, because we have refused. Some of us, we don't attend sound meetings. They're begging you to attend sound meetings. They're playing videos of sound meetings, you are not there. You don't know that those mentorships, some of us are supposed to be in this training, they are full-timers, but they prefer to go and play football every time they say, this is Saturday morning, let me go and play football. They're on the football pitch, Whereas the knowledge that would have set them free is going on. But on the same, I'll go and watch it, I'll go and do it later. But they're on the football pitch, they're playing football and they're in chains and they're enslaved because the knowledge that will set them free is being perpetuated and they're not available in the corridors where their destiny is being decided. When they say mentor, one of the things, let me tell you, is if you're in the diamond pro, if you're doing a business, the greatest asset is the mentorship. And we'll talk about what think, but this is the greatest asset. What you are learning, what I'm teaching you, what you learn from your GA leader, what you learn from your masterminds, what you learn in cell meetings, they're the tools that liberate your mind and give you the answers to the questions you need, not just in this business, but in your personal life. When you see somebody run away from knowledge, that person is running into a prison door. Is running from freedom into cages, because the more you know, the freer you become. That's why you say medical doctors, look at me, he's laughing. He already knows what this is. If you have knowledge, you're free. If you have knowledge, you're not enclosed. They said, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book, because he will never open it. The scope of your exposure determines your prison gates. They brought that book for this month, even after talking today. Some of you, I've already brought out the book of the month. I've said it. I'm going to post it on the Imagine. I'm going to post it on the Imagine G Leaders group so that your G leaders and the Imagine Cell leaders can cascade it to the different groups. In as much as I do it, some people, even after listening to this, they still will not read that book. You're a slave. You're in prison. You need to understand that if you don't read these books, your knowledge your knowledge is lacking, and prison doors are a function of ignorance. A wise man said, "There's no mountain anywhere. So your ignorance is your mountain. There's no impossibility anywhere." And they say, "I'm not a pilot. The only reason I'm not a pilot is because I don't have the know-how. If I have the know-how, I can fly a plane." People die because of lack of knowledge. My people perish. People think it's a cliche because when you don't know, if I don't know how to swim, I traveled recently. I wanted to do some water sports. I had to wear a life jacket. But there are some places I said, even with this my life jacket, I cannot come and shout because I don't know how to swim. If they tell story here, I will not depend on this lifeguard. They say it's a lifeguard. I look at the guy, did I know you from anywhere? If I die here, who you're a lifeguard? Did I pay you to? Is it because of these few dollars I paid that you're turning to a lifeguard? If you decide to free me in the middle of the ocean, are you my brother? Are you my mother? I said, Kai, wisdom, let me not go there. And I told myself, I need to perfect my swimming technique so that when next I travel, I can go into the ocean, I can live life freely. If anything happens, I know I can swim to shore. I can swim to the place where there is a boat. If I could swim, bad as a bad, this is a boat, I can swim to a boat. But somebody was cycling on the ocean. Have you ever seen cycling on the ocean? I was so intrigued by it. I wanted to go and do the cycling. He said, come. And if they tell story in the middle of that ocean, the armor is gone. Because people perish. But some people find themselves in that place. Let's assume the boat capsizes and you don't know how to swim. You perish because you don't know how to swim. You did not perish because the water swallowed you. You perish because of lack of knowledge of how to swim. That is why people perish because of lack of knowledge. When you don't have knowledge, you perish. You are ignorant. You become a slave. So go for knowledge. Somebody said, I paid for the business. When you come into this business, the greatest advantage are the knowledge, the mentorship. The GA leaders, they give mentorship you cannot find anywhere. Your leaders, every cell meeting. Someone say, I pay 50K, I pay 70K. What are you? What I'm teaching you now, can you pay for it? No, you can't pay for it. You can't. Trust me. You can't pay for it. Knowledge. There's certain knowledge that are not just, when I talk about knowledge, I don't just talk about book knowledge. There's what they call experiential knowledge. There's the knowledge you learn when you get to do. That's our business is not just to learn, you do. Do you know what it means? It's okay. today, this month of October, I'm going to raise a team of 20 people. I'm going to recruit 20 people and I'm going to raise them. And you begin to do it. And you face the first setback and you say, no, I don't quit. I cannot have to go. And you're learning. And everybody's quitting around you. You say, no, I must get this thing right. All of a sudden, you begin to come into what I call experiential knowledge. Your skill level begins to grow. Your experience begins to grow. All of a sudden, you know by experience. So all of a sudden, you are not, so things come. I know how to handle this. I know how to handle this. I know how to handle this. I know how to handle it. Most people will come into areas of our lives where we lose guard because we've not had the experiential knowledge. But our business teaches you experience. Oh, I got 5 downlines last month. They all failed. What am I doing wrong? You go again. I'm getting 5 downlines. I got to this. Next month I go again. As I keep doing the business, as I keep falling and rising, you begin to acquire what I call epignosis. It's called experiential knowledge. You now know by experience. You now know by experience. You don't just know because you've read. That's why even in school, after they go and do IT, go and do 6 months IT, it's called industrial training because they cannot give you a certificate, especially until you practice that thing. If you're a lawyer, you must come and go to law school. What they do call to, if you're a doctor, you have to do internship because it's not just book knowledge. You must do. So our business brings it to a point when you keep doing, you keep failing, you do, you fail. You run the first presentation I ran. I was praying. The first time I spoke to people and ran the presentation, I was praying for the earth to open for me to fall inside because I didn't know what I was saying. I would have stopped and said, "Kai, this is not for me. I'm not cut out for this network marketing. I cannot run presentation. People think I can talk. No, I could not talk before. I would talk to people. Sometimes I would talk. I wouldn't want to listen to myself talk because it was not making sense. But instead of running away when the pressure became so much, I pushed through, broke through. Today, I can address anybody in the planet. I can address Joe Biden. I can address Donald Trump. Just with the person, I will talk to the person. Trust me. I spoke in the largest indoor auditorium in the world. The largest indoor auditorium in the world, the Philippine Arena. I spoke there to over 50,000 people, addressing over 58 people from 58 countries. This was somebody that could not talk to save his life. But there's what's called epignosis. You keep learning it. You try, you fail. The first tip, someone told somebody, build a team, it will collapse. You build again, it will collapse. You build again, it collapse. But if you don't quit, you gain epignosis. You gain experiential knowledge. You don't just know by saying, you know because you've done it. That is why when you say consultants, they're done and done and done. So they want to look at you. When I was working in the bank, I counted cash so much. And when you give me a bundle of 1,900, I can tell you that it's not complete. I can tell you short into pieces. Why? Because I've counted and I've paid for shortages. Until the point where I gain this epignosis. That is knowledge. Or most people, when they face things that will give them epignosis, they run away because no, they are not looking for knowledge. They want people to go and get knowledge and transfer to them. There's a level of knowledge you can transfer by listening. There's another level of knowledge that you can acquire when you experience it. And that's why our business brings you to a point where you don't just talk, you do. You fail, you do. You fail, you do. They give you a hope to anchor. People are going, you say no, you go back, you go to yourself, you keep doing it. All of a sudden, you begin to mature, you begin to grow, you begin to build muscles. All of a sudden, you come to a point where you become mature. You are no longer a child, but you are a son. You become free. Remember, the heir, as long as he's a child, does not differ from a slave. Was under tutors and governors until the time he matures. What makes it to mature? Knowledge, listening to and also doing epignosis. You come to a point where you become free. Cha. The father of, was it Jacob? Was it Isaac that told Jacob Esau was the person that was supposed to have the birthright. He sold his birthright for lack of knowledge. Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. He came to God and said, please, give me. He said, I've already given the blessing to your brother. He said, no, give me something. He said, when you have grown, you will break the bands of your neck. Most of us, when we try to grow, we have bands on our neck. We have chains on our neck. But we have not grown. So when you go, when you mature, through epignosis, through knowledge, through doing and doing, you grow, a time you grow, you grow, all of a sudden, boom, you break the balance of your neck. No matter what you put on my neck, if my neck becomes bigger than the neck, it will snap it. It's a slavery, it's a function of a rope, a band tied to your neck. That's how the slavery of those old days, the Kunta Kintes, they put necks on their neck. But by the time you grow and your shoulders grow and you gym and you grow, all of a sudden that slavery, that chain cannot hold you because you have become bigger than the thing that is trying to hold you. So all of a sudden it snaps. It's called epignosis. It's called knowledge. But most of us are running away from knowledge. Most of us are running away from knowledge. Both the things that you hear and the things that you do, you're running away from it. As a result, you're. Time is up. I have 3 more minutes. I have 3 more minutes. My time is up. My time is up. My time is up. What is the 4th prison door as I close? The 4th prison door. Let me check time. The 4th prison door, due to time, is the way that most colonial master enslaved us. So when they come, what they do is this. They come to your culture, they steal your culture, and they impose their own culture on you. So you think speaking English is good because they've imposed that English is good. If you don't pass English language as a core subject, they cannot enter into the university. Hi! Voila. You don't pass English language, you cannot enter into the university. If you don't go to school, you cannot get a good job. So you know what these guys do? They carry their identity and superimpose on your identity. So the 4th prison door is the lack of your true identity. Most of us, as I'm even speaking, I'm speaking the language. I'm not an English. I'm not a British. I'm an Igbo boy. Okay, I'm an Igbo boy. It will shock you. Most Igbo people speak English fluently than Igbo. If I want to speak Igbo now, some Igbo people might start laughing. But I was born and brought up an Igbo boy. How did I acquire English language? Because I became so fluent that I can communicate in that English language more than my Igbo language. If I want to communicate this, I'm telling you in Igbo, it becomes a problem. Even if I'm speaking to Igbo people and I want to train for 2 hours in Igbo, it becomes a problem. Why? Because some white guy has superimposed his identity. But remember, Igbo language is richer than English language because there's some things you communicate in your dialect and you communicate it more. English language is one of the poorest languages in the world. Even Arabic is stronger than English language. When you communicate in English, in your dialect, there's something you will say. When you say it in Yoruba, you will feel it. That's why sometimes when people are talking, they will just enter Yoruba there because this English is not communicating it well. They speak Yoruba, and when they speak Yoruba, the people that they're speaking, they feel it because it's a rich language. Who told you that English is richer than Hausa? But we have been told, we have been indoctrinated, and we lost our identity. And we say we're independent. We're not truly free until you begin to understand the slavery of the mind. We've lost our identity. How do you find your true identity? You see, when that guy knelt down and said, the greatest freedom, the greatest victory is to fall from this world a free man. You know what he was talking about? You know what he was telling that guy that was holding the spear? He said, you may be alive, but you have not fulfilled your purpose. I may be dying, but I've fulfilled my purpose. So I'm greater than you. Ha! He said, you may think you're beating me, but you have not fulfilled your purpose because you don't even know who you are. You're fulfilling the mandates of your slave master. I'm a free man. Even though I'm dying, I have fulfilled my purpose. You're about to kill him, but he's falling from this world, a free man. The prison of self-identity. Most of us don't know who we truly are. Most of us have lost our identity in this crisis of life, in the circumstances of life, in the vicissitudes of life. We've lost who we truly are. That somebody will leave his job, leave his family, and go and be washing plates in another man's country. Car, car. All in the name of a better life. All in the name of a better. All in the name of a better. You've lost who you truly are. You lost. I think when I went to Europe, I stayed in the house. Hey, this is a big house. This is a rich man's house. The house was a duplex that is the panel. It can't have an office like my office there. Are you a prime minister? You can't have an office as big as my office there. Are you the MD of Chase Manhattan or Barclays Bank? We have lost our true identity. And the sad thing about it is, until you find the identity, you don't begin to truly live. I teach you guys, Nigeria is 64. Nigeria is not 64 years old, but they started counting when they became free. When it's assumed that they became free. Until you become free, you don't truly begin to live. That's why you have to become free. You don't truly begin to live. You don't truly begin to live. If you're called on this earth to do something, no matter what you're doing, if I send you to the market to buy a comb, if you go to the market and you come out without buying a comb, you have failed. So if you don't fall from this earth bound, find your identity. Time will fuel me on how to tell how to find it. I'm going to do one or two things before I leave today. But the prison of self-identity, most of us have acquired the identity of the people that are. This is not our identity. 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 Do you know how the prison of identity works? You might be doing well. You have not found it. So no matter what you're doing, you're a prisoner. I want to break some people out from the prison by another person's identity. Where you cannot find your true identity. You see, some people will leave here and say, I want to go and find my identity. I want to go and find my identity. No, you don't find your identity until you first of all become free. When you become free, you see, it's not your identity that makes you free. It's when you're free that you find your identity. Let me say it. It's not, let me go and find my identity. No, it's when you become free that you can find your identity. When you become free, then you begin the journey of finding your identity. We know why you can't become free. No one else cannot become free. Food on the table is still an issue. House rent is an issue. So until, you see, if food on the table is an issue, forget about freedom. Forget about your identity. If I'm not eating today, I don't know where I'm going to eat. Forget about identity. All that is my identity. Where do I get food to eat? If my rent is expired 30th of September, and my landlord is giving me quick notice, forget about identity. All I'm thinking is, how do I pay my rent? How do I pay my rent? How do I pay my rent? So forget about your identity. When you become free, because any identity you're finding until you're free is an identity of the person that will solve the problem. Trust me. That's when we say, I want to become an engineer, I want to become a doctor. What they're looking for is where they can make more money. They say doctor pays, they say nurse pays, they say a lawyer, they say they're looking for the identity in what can solve their problem. No, become financially free. Then you begin to journey into your identity. I can tell you, because I'm financially free, so I can tell you. Every identity you try to search until you're financially free, you're looking for, you might think this is what you feel like doing. Are people that, I remember there's one of our G leaders there. One of our leaders there. I said, I love photography. I love photography. I love photography. When she started making money, I said, come and do photography. She said, no, she doesn't do photography now because she thought her identity was photography. She assumed because she wasn't financially free. When you begin to make money, you now truly discover what your real identity is. But how does the self-identity prison us? Because you're doing, you see, you're working on another person's farm. That's slavery. Until you find your true identity. And I tell people, if you want to find your true identity, become financially free. Because any identity you find when you're not financially free, I can guarantee you 99% of the time, is another man's identity. How do I attempt to break out? How do I break out from these 4 prisons? How do I break out from these 4 prisons? Number 1, how did I get into the prison in the first place? You see, my mom used to say something. If you don't know where the rain starts beating you, how will you know where the rain stops beating you? My time is up. So, maybe I should continue this series because I want to teach you. It's not something I want to do in 2-3 minutes. How do I break out from, as I'm talking to most of you, as I was speaking to most of you, because the words that I speak are not just letters. The words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. So as you're listening to me, most of you, you have been broken from prisons already. Knowledge sets you free. Knowledge. As I'm speaking to you and you're gaining knowledge, some of you have been broken out from prison already, but it's not a one-day thing. The next 5 minutes, how do you break through? First of all, how did I enter into that prison in the first place? You entered into that prison because you were told a lie. Try. You entered into that prison because you were told a lie. Let me tell you, lies are the foundations of slavery. They told you the English language is better than your Hausa language, and you believed it. So your mind adopted that framework as a lie, and you were enslaved because of the lie. They told you UK is better than Nigeria, and you believed it. Because their currency is stronger does not mean. But because you believed it, you see a white man, you become inferior. You leave your 2-bedroom apartment and can be staying in 1-bedroom this thing. Because you want to make pounds. But as you're making that pound, they didn't tell you as you're making that pound, you are spending in pounds. You're not making in pounds and spending in naira. You're making in pounds and spending in pounds. At the end of the day, you are left broke. Can't ask them. Most of them can't even afford the flight to come back to Nigeria. But you in Nigeria can afford the flight to go to UK and come back. Who sold us so many lies? And because we believe the lie, anytime you believe a lie, you are enslaved. How did the first man fall as a slave? The man was created to have dominion over the things around him. But man was told a lie that he did not have dominion, that he needed to eat something, and because he believed that lie, he fell as a slave. All the slavery is a function of one lie. Who told you because you came from a poor background that you remain poor? Who told you that you can't drive a Bugatti? Who told you that you cannot become a millionaire? Who told you that you cannot do network marketing and succeed? Who lied to you? Because you cannot speak English fluently, because you're a stammerer. Who told you that because you're a stammerer, you cannot lead? The greatest leader in the history of this world was Moses. He was a stammerer. Who told you? Who lied to you that you believe? Who lied to you cannot speak in public? Who lied to you that you cannot talk and convince people? Who lied to you that you're not the kind of person that can talk and... Who lied? Who told you that lie? And you believed it. And because you believed it, it formed the framework of your reality. Slavery is a function of lies that we were told. Who told you that the Fulani brother is not your brother? Who told you that the Igbo brother is not your brother? Who told you that the Yoruba brother is not? Who told you that? Who told you that you're different from the Igbo woman? Who told you? Who told you that lie? Who told you that there was not one federal republic? That person lied to you so he can divide you and win you. That person lied to you so you can fight yourself. Go and look at what happened in the Civil War. Who told you that you cannot coexist in peace? Who told you? Who told you that you're a Christian and you're a Muslim, you cannot be war? Who told you that? And until we begin to renounce these lies, see, forget the election. Don't deceive yourself. When the election comes, people will still vote for their brothers, no matter what. Even if their brothers are dying, even if their brothers are performing badly, they will still be there. How do you want it? Because we believe the lies that we're divided by boundaries. Who told you you cannot drive a brand new car? Who told you you cannot be successful? Who told you you cannot raise a team? Who told you you are not a leader? Who gave you that lie and why did you believe it? That's why you're a slave. Who told you in this Lagos, in this Abuja, you cannot have your own house? Who lied to you? You see, the thing is this. We are lied by our circumstances. We are lied by our experiences. Who told you that your experiences have the final say over your life? Who lied to you? Who told you that the country is what decides your future? Who told you that? Who told you that until the government becomes better, your life cannot become better? Who lied to you? Why did you buy that lie? That's why you're enslaved. I'm coming to break you out of those lies. Because the moment you know the truth, all of a sudden, the moment you know the truth, I'm going to tell you some truths as I begin to close. Nobody is coming to save you. The moment you realize, oh, this is a lie. This is a lie. The moment you know the truth and you believe the truth, you're set free. That's the truth. The moment you know, I'm not inferior to a white man. That my skin is black doesn't make that white man more intelligent than this. When I talk to you, I don't talk to you like an inferior being. I'm not trying to validate myself because I have believed a lie. But now I know, okay, this is a lie. That I'm black does not mean that I'm inferior to you. That you're in UK does not mean that you're better than me. I now know, okay, this is a lie. When I began to believe the truth, I became free. I don't need to validate myself. There's nothing wrong with going to London Bridge and snap. Why am I snapping? I will go to Transcorp in Nigeria and snap first. Because this one, who told me the other one is better than this one? They say, no, not lie. Their currency is stronger. You see, the thing is this. The lies does not come from the thin air. The lies come from your circumstances, from your experiences. Or who told you your experiences is a reality? Anything you don't like can change it. Because there's nothing like reality. It is what you term as reality is your reality. If I say Bia is means come in Igbo. Bia means pay in Hausa. It is where you're standing from that determines what reality it is to you. There's no reality. It's the reality you believe that is your reality. I'm going to buy a private jet and I'm going to fly a private jet. What are you talking about? Do you know how much a private jet is? Is it that? If you want to believe, you cannot buy. Believe me, this is my reality. Because Bia means come in Igbo. So a Hausa man, it means pay. Two different realities. None is wrong. Is Bia. It is the word that you believe. It is the framework. If you're an Igbo, it means something to you. If you're a Hausa, it means something to you. I can choose to belong anywhere I want the meaning to be. If I want it to be pay, I can choose to say I'm Hausa, it will become pay. If I want it to become, I can choose to be an Igbo. You choose your framework so you can adapt and convert your reality. The truth is, you're not bound by this government. Because right in this, I told you guys, money, when this money circulates, money has not been destroyed, just like energy. Money is transferred from one pocket to another. Energy is converted from one form to another. The money I have in my account is somebody that transferred it. The money in your account, somebody transferred it. So money does not disappear. So if things are hard, it's because the world is round. Money is going from one part to another. So all you need to do is reposition yourself. Where is the money going to? Let me go there. They've not said, they've not carried money from Nigeria and thrown to you. No, no, no. Money is going around. Money is entering. Money is transferring from one pocket to another pocket, from one account to another account. The money you have in your pocket now is not CBN that gave it to you. It's somebody that transferred it. That is how money is made. So what do you think? Okay, no problem. Since money, so what I need? No, there's no problem. Things are, let me find out where I can make money. Let me find out where I can make money. It's the mentality. The prison is your mind. The greatest slavery is your mind. The greatest slavery is your mind. So all you need to do is replace the truths with the lies and begin to say that I am not broke. I can talk say no broke. How much you get for your account? I may have only 3,000 in my account, but the reality is I'm not broke. I'm not broke because inside of me is wealth. As I go out, I'm going to prospect. If I prospect 2 people, I can make 100K. If I prospect 1 person that does a megaverse, I can make 150,000 naira. I can't be broke. How can I be broke? There are many people that can do megaverse, and you go out with that truth. It changes and bends again. God, what is the truth? The truth is that you have authority over the things around you. The circumstances that are defining who you are the one that should define the circumstances because that is who you are. You are not just a living being. You are a being that is supposed to dominate because you're not just an ordinary human being. You're a child of your maker. You're a child of God. The child of a donkey is a donkey. The child of a dog is a dog. The child of a lion is a lion. The child of God is God. Your DNA has God in it. Go and find out you're not the child of your parents. Your parents did not create you. They might have given birth to you, but who you truly are is the son of the Most High. Go and find out who you are and find out the things that you can do. That's when you begin to know that you can change the thing. Your father is a creator. You can create things. You see, I'm squatting here. I'm squatting here. You know what? By this time next year, I will not be squatting. I'll be in my own house. Then why they talk like that? No, I'll be in my own house. That's what I believe. And because you believe that, you begin to go out of your comfort zone. You begin to walk. You begin to stress yourself. You begin to push beyond the boundaries of your comfort zone. The reason you're where you are is because the lies have kept you in your comfort zone. You break up from your comfort zone, you consume knowledge, you attend all the summits, attend all the mentoring camp, you begin to dare, you begin to go through, all of a sudden, your reality begins. That's why it is unto you according to what you believe, because that is your reality. It's unto everybody according to what they believe, because that is the truth. Anybody has told you that you cannot amount to anything, that person lied to you. And because you have bought those lies, that's why you are enslaved. I came here to tell you that you are more than who you think you are. You are bigger than what people say you are. You may not have money to eat today. You may not have money to transport today, but that's not who you are. Don't believe it. Happy Independence Day. Happy freedom. Go and be free. Time is up. This is 20 minutes beyond my time. Time is up. Happy Independence Day. I hope I've attempted to break some of you out of prison. Time will fail me to continue because I'm 20 minutes short above my time. Happy Independence Day. God bless you. Before I call one of the J leaders to close, today is our day of fast and prayer. Make sure you fast and pray. The book of the month is out, and the prison break is a series. It's not a one-off. So I'm gonna start. When I start the prison break, I'm gonna let you guys know. Most of you have attempted it. Most of you, you're just, the shackles have been shaking, but you're not yet free. Some of you, you're free to an extent. You're not yet free. So the prison break is a series I will continue. And I'm going to let you guys know how it's going to continue, because it took us years to get into slavery. Cannot come out of slavery overnight. So watch out for the prison break series. God bless you. All right, I'm going to get any J leader in the house. Ambassador Kelechi, if you're there, please, Ambassador Kelechi, the J leader of the Champions Nation, please come in and close. Thank you.
Ambassador Kelechi, please raise your hand so I can make you co-host.
Wow, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was an amazing one. I want us to all go to the chat room and say a very big thank you to our able president, Ambassador Mike. Can we all go to the chat room? The truth is, when things like this are said, we just need to understand that it is not revealed by flesh and blood, but it's a divine revelation. Prison break, and by the grace of God, he has mentioned that this is going to be an ongoing series. So let us get ourselves ready to continue this series so that we can go deeply digest this information we've gotten today and use them to build our business. He picked so many points he was hitting there, kept touching me. One of them was the talking about inaction, talking about mediocrity. We just want to begin to think differently. We want to begin to think big, and we want to begin to think in such a way that liberates our mind. I mean, he kept saying, who told you? Who told you? Who told you? And that's the simple truth. Who told you you're a slave? Who told you that? So we need to break out. So we need to go to the chat room and give a very big thank you, God bless you, to our very own Ambassador Michael Okoli for this divine revelation he has given to us on the 1st of October. So as we step out today, we want to go out and practice everything that we have been told. You see, it is not in talking, it is in doing. It's not in listening, it is in doing. So let's go and practice. We're going to make some mistakes as we go along. We're going to find it difficult to implement some things, but we keep going nonetheless, and eventually we're going to get there. So on behalf of all the Global 8 leaders, on behalf of all the cell leaders and every other leader in the team, and on behalf of yourselves too, I want to say a very big thank you to Ambassador Michael Okoli for this amazing, spectacular program we've had today. And I want you all to pray for him, that God will continue to inspire him, give him more knowledge he will use to lead the team, train the team, and lead them to become financially free. So thank you so much, everybody, for being with us today. Let us go all out right now and run our business using the principles that breaks us free from prison. God bless you all.